Stop speaking Japanese like an anime character. I know it sounds hard to completely change the way you speak, but it's actually easy. You just need to eliminate these 3 habits that scream anime Japanese. The first mistake is being too dramatic and too direct. Anime characters don't speak Japanese, they perform. They perform so you, as the viewer, are engaged and entertained. It isn't so that you understand or see how real Japanese people speak. It is just an performance, and you need to realize that real Japanese people are not that dramatic. They aren't gonna say, "Satsuhinsha wa kimi nanoda." Maybe, if they say anything, they will say, "Satsujin wa moshikashite kimi ka na?" Japanese people aren't dramatic, and they aren't direct like anime characters. Some anime characters speak indirectly like real Japanese people, but you have to find them. Real Japanese isn't as entertaining and is harder to understand because the anime character says, "You are the killer." Real Japanese person says, "Oh, maybe you are the killer, but maybe also you. I don't know." Real Japanese people don't show their emotion. You have to read it. Japanese people can read it, but foreigners often struggle with this and usually understand anime, but real Japanese people, it is a problem. Real Japanese person thinks one thing, but what he says is just a hint to what he thinks. He doesn't say what he thinks. He gives you a small little tip and you have to solve what he thinks or what she thinks. So if your Japanese sounds too direct and it's too easy to understand what you want to say, what you really mean, you are speaking like an anime character. If you sound too dramatic, "Kimi ga satsuhinsha." Well, I don't have to explain. That's obvious. You are speaking like an anime character. Once you eliminate this, the second problem is going to be the endings. I already gave you a hint. Nanoda is an ending that anime characters use. But with that, also zo or ze. I'm actually going to teach you what to replace them with and what to say instead to sound like a Japanese person. So if you ever use this sentence, "Pool ni ikuze," "We are going to the pool," or "Satsuhinsha wa kimi nanoda," then you need to get rid of this. Instead of nanoda, ze, or ikuzo, you will be using ne, which is particle that asks if the other person agrees. "Puru ni iko," let's go to the pool. And when you say "Puru ni iko ne," let's go to the pool, do you want to go too? Ne is basically asking if the other person agrees. Then yo at the end of the sentence, that is something like "Let's go, let's do it." And then the last phrase you can use in the end, instead of these cringe anime phrases or particles or endings, is kamo or kamoshiremasen. This means maybe. Puru ni iku kamo. Maybe I will go to the pool. Third mistake that makes you sound like an anime character when speaking Japanese is using these pronouns or using them too much. There are ore. Ore is a masculine pronoun. It is what men use. When you are a little boy, you would use boku. If you are older and you are a man, you would use ore. But the problem is, anime characters overuse it. They use it all the time to sound like ore, dangerous character. Stuff like that. And that is obviously an anime thing. In real life, you would use ore just sometimes, sparingly, instead of all the time. The way you do it is, instead of using ore anytime you want to say something, you just use context and you wouldn't use any pronoun. Japanese people don't use pronouns that often. They use it sometimes. So if you are talking to someone maybe your friend and you want to go to the pool together or to the gym. Anime character would say, 俺とジムに行こうぜ or 俺と一緒にジムに行こう But a real Japanese person doesn't have to use 俺 and can say ジムに行こう一緒にジムに行こう You see the difference? Japanese people don't use pronouns that often. If you remember this, you are already good to go. But still, let's show you some other cringe anime pronouns that people who speak like an anime character make fool of themselves with. Ware, warera, waga, washi, wareware. Everything starts with wa. These are old pronouns that all Japanese people used, like the elders, and anime characters use it. Villains use waga or ware, warera. Old people use washi. That is an old Japanese person pronoun. Alright, I think you are already good to go. If you eliminate these 3 habits, you will be speaking Japanese like a real person instead of an anime character. If you want my personal help with learning Japanese, first link in the description is going to take you to my full Japanese course for beginners, where I will teach you how to go from a complete beginner who just sounds cringe to fluent. And I will teach you in the fun way, and unlike many apps or anime or textbooks, I will teach you how to not make a fool of yourself and actually get the respect of Japanese people and get complimented on your way. So if that sounds good to you, you can go and check it out. And if you like this channel, subscribe. If you want my personal help for free, you can write a comment and maybe I will respond. Good luck in your Japanese learning journey. Please stop using these phrases and goodbye.